Hey, what's up everybody? I'm back and I want to thank you first of all very much for 10,000 subscribers all of a sudden. So that was awfully quick. We just had our 9,000 subscriber video I think last week. So again, I want to thank you all very much for your support of this channel and the continued growth, getting the word out there and sharing videos and giving me your nice comments. I really appreciate it. So in today's video I wanted to discuss a little bit about 4K gaming. Now, we've talked about this before in the past, that basically 4K gaming is really not a mainstream thing right now. PCs can do 4K gaming. Usually it's a high-end gaming PC that people build, usually with graphics cards running an SLI or a top-of-the-line graphics card like a 980 Ti or a Titan, basically, that can run 4K resolutions. Now, the topic has come up a lot with the Nintendo One X, PlayStation 4 Neo, and Xbox One Scorpio. What is the deal with 4K gaming? Are these systems going to be outputting gameplay at a native resolution of 4K, which means the internal resolution of the game itself being displayed will be displayed at 4K? Is that going to be happening? Now, Microsoft said that their Xbox One Scorpio will be outputting a 4K image from the games itself when it releases at the end of 2017. However, they also said the Xbox One Scorpio will be a premium price. So it's for the hardest of core gamers, basically. Basically, the line between PC gaming and home console gaming is getting blurred a little bit there. But that's just how the gaming industry is going right now. Higher resolutions, more frame rates, more power, etc, etc. Microsoft has said that the Xbox One Scorpio will have a 6 teraflop GPU in it, and PlayStation 4 Neo, while the specs are not official by Sony or anything, they have been leaked as being 4.2 teraflops for the PlayStation 4 Neo upgraded PlayStation. And we don't know the pricing on the PlayStation 4 Neo either, but it's rumored to be $400 as well. So where does that leave the Nintendo One X in all of this? Some sites have rumored that the NX will be similar in power to the PlayStation 4 Neo, but not as powerful. A few different sites have said that. So we may be looking at a console that's in between a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation 4 Neo in power. So roundabout estimates, you got a 3 teraflop, 3.5 teraflop, something around there, GPU possibly, for the Nintendo One X. Again, we're just speculating, we're doing, some rounding here, of course, we don't know for sure. So if the NX was that powerful, which was not quite as powerful as PlayStation 4 Neo, I highly doubt that the games will be targeting any kind of resolutions beyond 1080p. And I do actually think that's a good thing, because 90% of the households in the United States and across the world all have HD TVs that are 1080p or below. 4K is the bare minimum of the amount of population that has them. Granted, the amount of people buying them is increasing, that's true. However, for Nintendo to make the NX an affordable console, let's say $299, give or take, I highly doubt they're going to be putting some kind of 5 teraflop GPU into the NX. It's going to raise the cost of the console. It's going to increase the temperature of the console. It's going to, basically they'll have to add more components to it, maybe even increase the power of the CPU. But all of it basically will add to the cost. But you might be saying, well, oh man, Nintendo's behind already then if they do that. Well, not really, because the Xbox One Scorpio and the PlayStation 4 Neo, Microsoft and Sony have both said that there will be no game left behind on the old consoles. So whatever game will be running on those old consoles has to run on the new console and vice versa, basically. So whatever game that runs in 4K on Xbox One Scorpio has to run also on Xbox One, whether it be 1080p or 900p, whatever resolution they want to do. So the same game has to be working on both of those systems. So I don't really think that leaves out the Nintendo NX, because the Nintendo NX doesn't have to worry about that cross-compatibility thing. They're most likely not going to have a Wii U backwards compatibility on the console. Scott Moffat from Nintendo basically said as much recently when he said, hey, you better buy a Wii U soon because they're going to be out. They're going to be all out of them pretty soon. And of course, they took away the gamepad functionality of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild too. But anyway, so the NX will not have to worry about that cross-compatibility thing, and most likely the games will be 1080p with higher frame rates, with great graphics. Hey, 1080p looks great. I still game at 1080p. You can watch large screen TVs at 1080p. The resolution is still really very good. I've seen 4K. 4K looks even better, but it's definitely not the huge jump that 480p was to 1080p. 480p to 1080p was a gigantic leap. We're talking blurry, muddy graphics, even pixelated graphics. looking pristine and high def, of course, and 1080p. 4K is extremely detailed, yes. But if you're far away enough from the TV as far as looking at it for details, 1080p and 4K don't look hugely different as the difference is between 480p, like I said. There is a difference, don't get me wrong. It does look great, it does look amazing, but 1080p still looks great, is my point. So logically, Nintendo may be thinking of the here and now. They want to get the NX out there to as many people as possible, get them to buy Zelda on day one, have the games look great at 1080p, maybe 60 frames per second with high details, what have you, looking better than PlayStation 4, getting all the ports, you know, all that kind of stuff. That might be Nintendo's goal right now. And later, maybe a few years down the road, when 4K TVs are in the general population of everyone's home, then Nintendo may in fact want to start releasing that upgrade. And the upgrade we're talking about is that supplemental computing device, right, that they patented and they finalized now in the patent. So they could theoretically increase the power of the NX by 2 if they add another GPU to the NX later down the road. You've seen that video I did talking about the AMD X-Connect technology, where they have the ability to connect GPUs from the outside of a machine now with a cable, specialized cable. The technology is there now for them to do that. So a few years down the line, when everyone has 4K TVs, I think Nintendo may in fact have a solution like that. And I think it makes a lot of sense for them to do that, and it also helps the consumer not having to buy a brand new console like they're having to do right now with the Xbox One Scorpio or PlayStation 4 Neo. I mean, actually, they're not really having to buy them, but the options are there, and they're a whole new console, which is a lot more expensive than just adding another device that upgrades the system that's, you know, just based on that only, like a GPU and more processing power. So basically what I'm saying is 4K gaming right now and even next year is not going to be the norm, and the majority of people are not going to see any difference, of course. Even Microsoft said themselves, if you play an Xbox One Scorpio on a 1080p TV, you're not going to see the difference in graphics quality, really. I say give it some time, but I think we're still in the 1080p range of graphics being the way that we're going right now with gaming. I think 4K is still a little bit down the ways when it becomes more available to the mass market. So that's just my opinion, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Again, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you guys very soon on the next video. Take care.